Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction or read-through for Ichi the Witch, chapters 12 onward. I mentioned it in the video I just recorded, but generally the plan is I just want to do a 30-minute read-through every day, and on top of that work on all the other videos and things that I want to work on. So, it's just whatever I decide to sit down and record for 30 minutes for the day is going to be that. So, 30 to 45 minutes. If I really can't stop myself, maybe up to an hour. But again, just expect these to be around 30 or so minutes. So, however many chapters we can read in that time frame is what we'll get to. And this time, last time we finished off the Hisame magic stuff, which was so fun. We had the meeting, which was fun. And this time, I guess we're going to get into the competition with Toga Ice. I don't know if that's going to last for this whole read-through. I would assume it's not going to be that short, so yeah, we'll see. I would think it would be longer than a chapter. So either way, I'm loving the series so far. There aren't, I probably shouldn't be in a rush to catch up to Ichi the Witch, because once we're caught up, we're going to be having to wait, since we really, I think there are only 40-some chapters, so it's not like we're starting terribly far behind it or anything. But either way, let's just start with chapter 12. It's going to be the Kindake magic. And I'm assuming kin as in kinoko, mushroom, and maybe dake as in sort of shiitake, or I guess a lot of other mushrooms might also end in take, and then dake being the last part, because it seems like a lot of the names here for Ichi the Witch have been shoving two names together, kind of. Like I mentioned, Shirabe Donna kind of fit that, Toga Ice fits that. It seems like we're doing that a lot with just shoving two words together, or parts of two words together, to make the names for things. The giant mushrooms suddenly appeared in the forest. There are more and more of them by the day. They grow so big they knock down the trees, and they spread weird spores everywhere. At the rate they're growing, they'll overwhelm the town. Please, save our town before we're crushed by enormous mushrooms. Lady Witch. Of course. On my name as Toga Ice, the Silver Snow Witch, I vow to... Whoa! Giant mushrooms! Think they're Flyagarics? Amanita Cesarioides, maybe? And then, boy, how many people could the cap or stem of just one of them feed? Ichi, that's dangerous. Hey, Kamuki, do you like your mushrooms grilled or sautéed? Now, again... We're recording this at 5 p.m. Now I'm kind of getting hungry. Now I'm thinking about dinner. It's oh my god, I love mushrooms. Grilled or sautéed. We've got some great mushrooms to harvest. You should have gotten a child harness. Blizzard blows. Regina. And then he's whisked downward. I love this panel. The art here is so fun. That's quite the excessive confidence. Ichi the Witch. The more of you I see, the more I know I'm right. As someone as crude and lackadaisical as you, a public face of Matinelle? No, utterly unacceptable. You are aware that this is a contest, right? And we're kind of with the sort of blizzard snow magic. We have Snow Queen, Regina being female form of queen, being the magic name. And then I'm trying to wonder what else is going on with Toga Ice as a character, design wise and everything. A lot of the features and hair are super sharp and pointed, maybe supposed to give a snowflake kind of vibe, but it also gives a heavy vibe of business person, salaryman, sort of the look that Night Eye had in Hero Academia. 2 kind of fits that, and it almost made me think, seeing her wand here, her wand looks like it is in the shape of one of those business stamps, but then with the wand part coming out of the handle of it. So, moving on to the next page though, just thinking about these things. Should you somehow manage to acquire that mushroom magic before you will be announced to the world as the first male witch, and as a member of the Matinelle Witches Association. However, if I acquire that magic first, you will promptly be transferred into the association school, the Mantinel School for Girls, and registered at its research facility. Honestly, there's a part of me that kind of wants to see that to a certain degree, though. Like, I kind of want to see some of the school setting stuff. Your future's riding on this contest. Are you prepared to handle it? News to me. He was just never told. All I heard is we were going hunting giant mushrooms. I see someone forgot to tell me the details. I figure... Sorry. Oh, my throat. I figured it'd be quicker to come here and show you instead of telling. And we have Komugi in the background just collecting the cooking utensils. By the way, once you're transferred into the school, I'll personally oversee your education. I'll spend 12 hours a day, every day, hammering the basics of spellcasting, magic history, and all other essential subjects into your head. And we have the picture of it. In 3 years, you should be a perfectly respectable witch. But when'll I go hunting? You won't. Fishing? You won't. I refuse. I have full confidence in my ability to sit still for 5 minutes straight. Feral children belong in the woods. Full confidence in my inability to sit still for 5 minutes straight. Feral children belong in the woods. So you're aware you're feral, we have Descaras. And Komugi'll teach me magic. I don't need you. I will. Then let's settle things, shall we? Advice and assistance from team members is permissible. Descaras will be allowed to advise, but that's all. The only ones allowed to acquire the magic are yourself or I. Is this acceptable? Yeah. Enjoy your last days of freedom. I'll prove to everyone just how lacking you are as a witch. Let's go. Hey, Togais. The mushrooms aren't over there. And Descaras is pointing the other way. Let's go. Okay, so this is we're going to just have like One Piece character gags for everybody. Toga Ice's One Piece character gag is that she always goes the wrong direction. Let's go. Like nothing even happened. Superbly done, Lady Toga Ice. Sheesh, she's still just as bad with directions as she was in school. How could she not see the giant mushrooms? They're right there. But, what are we going to do, Ichi? I mean, challenging Master Toga Ice of all people. We have Komugi freaking out. Hunting is typically a one-on-one match between hunter and prey, but it's not unusual for two hunters to target the same prey. If death for death is fulfilled, and then the other hunter becomes the hunted. That's all. We have the visual of Ichi taking down both the rabbit and the fox? I think it's a fox, yeah, because of the paws. Then the other hunter becomes the hunted. That's all. I will not be outdone on a hunt. Weird. All of a sudden, a part of me feels really bad for Lady Toga Ice. Besides, I'm an expert at mushroom hunting. You'd better give this your all. Prove that you're an outside dog, not an inside one, says Descaras. What? We're gonna get this over and done with, so I can make Miss Big Mouth McClutzy Ice kneel. Don't forget me. I love the chibis so much. They're so good. And we have this person with an intricate design just lurking. And next page focuses even more as they walk past Ichi. They turn back and look. Ichi, what's wrong? Aren't you coming? Yeah. Hoitaka Forest. Well, looks like we're up against another gaudy magic. And she isn't exactly trying to be subtle either. And we see a chunk of the mushroom forest is frozen over. Toga Ice used her magic to make a wall of ice, blocking off the town. The mushroom's reproduction has slowed down at least. I bet she plans to freeze them all solid and get the magic from there. Delineating a field of battle is a basic tenet of magic hunting. That's Master Toga Ice for you. She knows her basics. And Kabuki's scribbling it down. Memo, memo. So then I wonder if this is going to also be a way of teaching these sort of things to Ichi. Like Ichi needs to know, okay, you sort of set your place of battle to keep the magics away from where they can harm people. She's probably headed deeper in. You might as well announce yourself too. And we have him yelling, I'm Ichi the Witch. Don't tell me introductions really are necessary every time. Still, if it hasn't shown itself after all this fuss, it's probably one of the timid ones. And we have it just hanging out on Komugi's shoulder. And they both scream and separate from each other. Don't surprise me like that, it points down. The way you were just standing there made me think you were a tree. I had no idea you were a human. Let me guess, you're witches. How dare you freeze so many of my mushrooms? What do you want? We're here to hunt you. Me? Oh, I see it's that time already, huh? That means you three are big fans of mine. No, we're the exterminators. Exterminators? Well, yeah, smothering a forest in mushrooms, especially this close to town, is a big pain in the butt. That's a human hater magic thing to do. A human hater? Me? Why? Were you listening at all? How can you not get it? But they're mushrooms. What's wrong with there being more big mushrooms around? I mean, every living creature adores mushrooms, right? They're worshipped as gods. Doesn't everybody offer up the holy ritual Shroomy Shroom Dance at least once a week? That makes no sense. Shroomy Shroomy Dance. Sounds fun. Anyway, you're a nuisance, so we're acquiring you. What? I had no idea that mushrooms were so unloved. That does it. If you don't love them, then I'll make you all into mycelium mats. I am the Kindake magic. For my trial, you must cut this stem and harvest me. That's if you can catch me. I'm gonna run, turning people and animals into mats, and spreading mushrooms everywhere I go. Anyone who doesn't worship mushrooms doesn't deserve to live. It ran into the mushroom forest. So, we have to look for it now? That little thing. And all those mushrooms. So it's a hide-and-seek thing. Perfect for a hunter. Like Ichi. I feel like Toga Ice is going to go too big, just trying to blast everything with magic, whereas Ichi is going to be able to solve things as a hunter with the experience that he has and the interest that he has. So yeah, this was such a fun chapter. The comedy is so funny. I love the characters. I love the adventure. So for me, this is right up my alley. I totally love it. The art's amazing. The character designs are unique. I really, 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 really am loving this so far. But with that aside, this is only the first chapter. I get to keep reading. Let's go read chapter 13. 13 starts with this cute little, like, half frontispiece of Komugi and Ichi. We have 13th Hunt, the Silver Snow Witch. And then the bottom half of the page is Toga Ice. Good. The ice barrier's fully deployed. As for the target magic, Master Toga Ice, Team Descaras made contact with the magic. It looks like this. Height approximately 6 inches. Acquisition method is to sever the vine attached to its body. I see. Well done on your covert operation. You may stand down. Yes, Master. Oh, wait a moment. And then she fixes her outfit. So cute. I like this character's design. She's so cute. Dignified, disciplined, and beautiful at all times. That means maintaining a neat and tidy appearance, so as not to shame the Mantonel Witches Association name. Am I understood? Yes, Master. I wonder how this test is gonna go when we have Shirabadana and Monogold watching on. Also, to mention it, Monogold's name in the last read-through was spelled Monigold, and I was like, I thought it was with an E, so I went back and looked at the first chapter, and in the first chapter it was Monegold. So they changed the name spelling. Who do you think is gonna catch the mushroom magic first? Good question. Ichi the Witch does bring a unique perspective to hunting magics. You never know what he'll do next, and that makes him fascinating to watch. But Toga Ice is no easy opponent to defeat. I freaking love Shirabadana. She's so cute here. She specializes in ice magic with 16 magic acquisitions to her name. She, like Descaras, has a natural gift for magic. Few were surprised when the two of them became the youngest girls in Mantonel's history to earn the title of Full Witch at age 11. Wasn't she 14 when she installed the association's magic security system? Between Descaras's shenanigans and Toga Ice's unending attempts to rein her in, we hadn't a single day of peace and quiet back then. Not that we do now either. And we see the young Descaras and Toga Ice. Toga Ice cares more than anyone about the good of the Matinelle Witches Association. Shirabadonna, if anything ever happens to me, I think I'll nominate Toga Ice as my successor as president of the Matinelle Witches Association. Oh, I believe she opposed debuting Ichi to the magic world out of concern for how that would affect the association's future. It's her way of expressing her loyalty and care. Considering how freewheeling the other witches are, I think she'd make the best choice of leader in my absence. What about me? No, you aren't even interested? Descaras? Out of the question. And then, no, you aren't even interested. Descaras? Out of the question. Of all the many magic prodigies we have, she was the most dedicated, studious, serious, hard-working, least egotistical of them all. That is the Silver Snow Witch, Chikutoge Toga Ice. Huldra. And we have summoning an ice dragon. It looks so cool. And I love, it looks so cool. And then just the tiny sort of simplified versions of her and the other girl on its back. Or I guess those are just two of the assistants, never mind. She's up on another head of its up there. It has multiple heads. Dignified, disciplined, beautiful. Am I clear, everyone? Yes, master! She's so cool! I love her, like, additional people. I love these guys. She's a strict teacher, but take her lessons seriously and you'll learn. Her students love her. Though, well... And then the three-headed ice dragon just starts spewing ice everywhere. We freeze every inch of this forest solid. Yes, master. She can be a bit of a meathead in combat. Okay, how's Ichi the Witch going to counter this? I can't wait to see. My mushrooms! They're getting frozen over. Oh no, oh no, oh no, what do I do? They're taking away all my places to run. And if I don't have anywhere to run, then he will find me. And we have this terrifying Ichi just hunting him down. Found you. Yay! He has to dodge out of the way. How? How? And everywhere he goes, he keeps being found. How does he always find me, no matter where I hide? I thought witches were supposed to be more like that, attacking us with big flashy spells. So who the heck is he? And he has his mushroom gathering equipment. Tonight, we have mushroom soup. And I feel like the mushroom would rather go with Ichi, given that Ichi would be like, yeah, make more mushrooms and we can then harvest them and eat them. So Ichi does have love and respect for mushrooms, rather than just destroying them. But either way, what another killer chapter. I can't wait to learn more and see more of the witches. I love them so much. I love Toga Ice's little students. I love seeing a bit more of the past and everything, the Matinelle witches and everything. I love the characters. I love the art and the designs. I can't wait for more. So either way, that was a little bit on the shorter side. That's kind of, a bit normal for what you expect from some of these Shonen Jump Weekly chapters. But that's also because there was a lot of action here. And more than that, there was a lot of massive art pieces. There were a bunch of really gorgeous art pieces here. So either way, let's continue into chapter 14. Going to chapter 14, this one is question mark. That's interesting. But this one, unless it's really short, might be my last chapter for the week. We'll see though. In this world, mushroom hunting is no pleasant hike through the woods. It's the most dangerous stroll you could take. This art is so funny. It's so good. So they do have some sort of gun weaponry here in this world. There are mushrooms that instantly inflame the skin with only a touch, and others whose spores cause immediate breathing problems with a single whiff. Randomly grab any mushroom you find without any idea of what you're doing, and to be blunt, you'll die. I nearly got myself killed a dozen times before Minakata taught me how to tell safe mushrooms from poisonous ones. The crucial thing to keep in mind is to be prepared. Cover not just your arms and legs, but your eyes and mouths too. Stomping and thrashing around near mushrooms is a bad plan. We beg your forgiveness, Master Toga Ice. And we have her students falling ill. We had a protective barrier up, but nausea, dizziness, irritated skin on the arms and legs. Focus your efforts on healing yourselves. Spores that are strong enough to punch through standard protective spells. This magic's more powerful than I thought. And we have these crazy mushrooms start growing on Toga Ice. Master Toga Ice, freeze to death, Durandala. And it's frozen off. Slimy, clingy, and utterly inelegant. That does it. I'm through being gentle. This magic needs to be taken down in one go. And fast, now. And we have the both of them. Damp nooks, the bases of trees mushrooms like to grow on. I can spot the places it's likely to hide pretty easily. Tracking it down won't be all that difficult. The rest comes down to speed and timing. The problem is that it's quick, and it's hard for us to move fast in our protective gear. Which means we set a trap. Komugi, I need to ask something of you. Me? That hunting horror, that mushroom-murdering maniac. I do want tons of followers, but I don't need that intense a stalker, thanks. Are all humans like that? Maybe they really do all deserve to get turned into mycelium mats. But first I need somewhere I can rest. Somewhere it's safe to sleep. Fluffy, soft, with lots of mushrooms around. A peaceful, quiet place to sleep is all I want. And we have the setup of the Komugi trap. A damp, gloomy hollow in the ground. Humid, lots of dead branches. Roots, dead leaves, fallen logs. It's perfect. A mushroom couldn't ask for a better bed to grow in. The reek of rotting vegetation, the dank, gloomy air. This bed is the most luxuriant bed ever. Red-capped mushrooms on this branch, purple spores under the leaves would look lovely too. Bitty caps by the roots, doom spores, hollow-tap fungi too. I'll grow all kinds of mushrooms. Turn this into the best mushroom bed. And then Komugi grabs it. Ichi! He comes in now, the instant the magic is caught. And we see I bottom. I'll use the leg booster boots to strike fast. We only get one shot. It all comes down to pure speed. What the? Bloodlust? And then we see the ice. I think it's the ice closing in on them? No, it's something else. Coming up out of the ground. Hellganma. Swallow it whole and freeze it solid. That magic is mine to acquire. On the honor of the Matinal Witches Society, I will have it. Ichi, hurry up, cut the vine. And he stops and looks over and dashes off. Ichi? Where are you going? It wasn't them. That cold shudder I felt. That sudden extreme blast of bloodlust. And we have the person from before atop a tree. He goes in immediately with a knife and clashes before being sent off. You're a magic. Okay, new character intro. I'm gonna do one more chapter for sure with this. This is cool. See, my thing is though, even if Toga Ice had like frozen things and it's like, okay, she froze the vine and it breaks apart and so now like she technically won. But really, Ichi showed better magic hunting skills here. Like, we're seeing that Toga Ice is powerful, just blasting ice at everything or whatever. But Ichi, to me, was like way more impressive than Toga Ice here. Toga Ice is like, oh, you need to learn the proper fundamentals of magic and hunting magics and everything. But really, Toga Ice didn't demonstrate, like, except for the very beginning, in establishing a perimeter and everything, except for that stuff at the very beginning, really, Togai's didn't do anything that, because now all the forest is like frozen over too, that the mushrooms had taken over. Really, Togai's didn't do anything that I would consider to be really smart with her magic or with hunting magics or anything like that. I wouldn't consider anything Togais did to be particularly impressive other than just blasting things with ice. Meanwhile, Ichi showed way more knowledge and better strategy. So like, even if like the kill was stolen right at the end there, if things weren't interrupted, then I would still think, you know, it's like technically Toga Ice won, but Ichi was the one who did the hard work, really. So either way though, one more chapter. Chapter 15 starts in color. You're a magic. And we get a color spread, 15th hunt, S tier magic warning. And we see the two of them. Okay, not really the color scheme I was expecting. Looks neat though. Also, it gets me a little bit worried how things are going to go, because again, you just jump straight to S tier and everything. One of those things with shonen going way too fast, way too quickly. But hopefully it's nothing crazy. Yo, Udodo. And it reacts. What happened? Why are you like that? Is this some new game of yours? No. Deplorable. The embarrassment. You know them? Unfortunately. They're literally the last one in the whole world I wanted to run into. I tried to lie low and cover all signs of my presence so they wouldn't notice, but no, some feral idiot's dumb bloodlust radar had to go off. Why'd you run toward them instead of away, you nutcase? I'm not at fault. I swear, not a single good thing has happened since you acquired me. Acquired? You, Udodo, by that little mouse. And Ichi just immediately attacking again. Ah, you react to bloodlust. An unusual biological response. You, mouse, look at me. What do you see? I see death. Tell me, how many people have you killed? What a great two-page spread. And we have this spreading skeletal structure. What's that? Where are we? And we have Togais and the others seeing it from a distance. When did we get here? And what is that dome? I have no idea. We have the partially frozen Komugi. I saw Ichi dash off somewhere for who knows what reason. Then Master Togai showed up, froze the mushroom magic and acquired it. And then, the next thing I knew, it felt like we'd been bounced off something. Okay, so they're like the space didn't open around them. It rejected them out of itself when it opened up. Okay. But again, this is also like what I said. I feel like Togais didn't do anything impressive here and just kind of kill stole at the end. And I like when your point is that Ichi doesn't know the proper way to do things and needs an education to know the proper way of doing things, I feel like it doesn't help Toga Ice's case when it's like, aha, technically I won, so you need to go learn things properly. Ichi already showed a better grasp of doing things properly. Togais just blasted things with ice and then kill stole at the end. Like, Togais just didn't do anything impressive here. And then we have Scopia. The villages are all still within the dome. Only us witches and the cadets were kicked out. Descaras, this. And Descaras is reacting. I love the look in her eyes. That barrier. Descaras, come back. She charges off too. Togais, answer me. Master Monogold. And we're back to Monogold with an E. This is Togais. We just encountered an entirely unforeseen... Calm down, Togais. Listen carefully. I'm issuing code 00, an S-tier magic warning. An S-tier magic? We just received a prophecy from the Association's Oracle. On the 6th day of the 6th month, at 45 minutes past the 2nd hour, in other words, in 15 minutes, the eastern town of Hoitaka and its surroundings will be warped out. Warped out? Then, yes, that magic. We know nothing about it. Not its power, not its acquisition trial, not even what it looks like. All we know is that it appeared 15 years ago with absolutely no warning. We see a chunk of a mountain 3 miles in diameter, including 2 towns, and this art is insane, was warped out in the blink of an eye. What does warped out mean? Because, like, look at how things look. Does it take them to the magic world? Does it take them to, like, hell or something? This art is insane, though. This is gorgeous. The association's greatest enemy. We've been hunting it for years. If Uroro is the king magic, then this one, and its ability to carve out and warp chunks of the world, is the god magic. We named it the World Hater Majik. You asked me a question earlier. How many people have I killed? You misspoke. You should have asked, how many am I going to kill? This is crazy, because this, to me, being chapter 15, feels like, again, when doing Jump Week and stuff, I have read plenty of manga that only got 20 chapters before they got canned. This really feels, and it's weird because I know that this goes to 40-some chapters, this really feels like the kind of thing you see a lot when something gets canned at 20 chapters. Like right here with a couple chapters left, they introduce some like big crazy villain, and then they fight with it a bit. Usually it escapes, and then the manga ends because it doesn't get to continue. So it feels like one of those things where, is that what happened here, where they were they worried that Jump was just going to be like, yeah, you get 20 chapters, so they're like, okay, we need to do something big and crazy in order to try to hopefully let them, or make them let us stick around. Because it feels like this happens a lot. And again, while I think that this is fine because you have like big bads or like really powerful enemies and stuff show up early in a lot of long-running shonen and everything, I dislike it because they're like, when you have big enemies show up in a lot of the, like, again, classical like long-running shonen and everything, not this big of a bad, not like, oh, the god magic, the world hater and everything. You have like, you know, Ichigo dealing with Menos Grande, which is huge and something that you don't deal with that early on for a normal person, but he's not the normal person, he's the shonen protagonist. But it's not like the big bad or something like that showing up at the very showing up within the first 20 chapters. Same thing with Naruto being like, oh, you'll deal with a Jonin, which is something that a normal person wouldn't deal with, but you have to deal with a Jonin in the first 20 chapters. But again, it's not like the final villain showing up or anything in the first 20 chapters. I mean, maybe Naruto could have benefited from that. So this is just another one of those things where I am not the hugest fan of just shooting up these big events right in the first 20 chapters because of Jump's current impatience, because it feels like maybe without it, it doesn't survive. You asked me a question earlier, how many people have I killed? You misspoke, you should have asked how many am I going to kill. Kid, activate me, now. That magic is no joke. We need to get far away and fast. So it is a magic. One wrong move and I'll wind up vaporized right along with you. We've got to get out of here before something or someone triggers it. Understood? You there. Magic. Wait, you're not gonna... You there. Magic. My name is Ichi the Witch, and I'm gonna hunt you. I hope you're ready. And we end on that. A bit of a sour note. So, sorry to leave you on such a crazy cliffhanger after being a bit negative about the series. While this is like, the art was gorgeous and everything, showing like, oh, humanity's enemy, the greatest threat or whatever in chapter 15, to me personally is like way too early, and it feels a symptom of something I talked about last time with Jump specifically, where other long-running shonen that have now started to get popular outside of Jump don't really have this problem as much, where they're like, we need to go big, we need to go crazy, we need to do everything we can right at the start, or else they're going to cancel us immediately. And the problem with that is if you succeed and if you don't get canceled immediately, now you've kind of shot yourself in the foot to a certain degree because you've gone so big so early. So I think that this is going to be the issue. It's going to do that thing where probably the World Hater Majik goes away, and then it's like, okay, we're going to have to figure out where to go from here because, you know, it didn't get canceled. But then that sort of puts a clock on the back of the series where it's like, before we could have slowly introduced some of this stuff, but now just in order to stay alive, we've had to immediately introduce it. And, you know, it's kind of made the pace or scale of our story just jump immensely without a natural build. Like, that's the thing. It's like we had a natural build, you know, Ichi's doing special things. He got the King Magic right away and everything. He's doing all these special things. And we're having this development of, okay, we're going after this magic, then that magic to learn new things. Now we're going up to the mushroom magic to learn something new. And they're like, you know, hey, we're doing this mushroom magic stuff, and instead of building naturally with that, we need to introduce something big. We need to jump way past the mushroom magic in order to, you know, try to not get canned. So it is, I feel like the axe dodging story beats are sad, but it's something you expect in Jump now. So I don't know. I don't know if this will, like, again, it feels bad being negative because this is a big exciting thing, but it's just that I know meta knowledge wise we're getting this big exciting thing because of axe dodging, because Shueisha has no patience. So like, that aspect is a bummer. And it, even though it's exciting, it's one of those things where it's exciting now, but it just makes me worry for the future of the series. So we'll see where things go, but either way, thank you for watching. Like if you did like the video, comment down there. Tell me what you thought of these chapters, my thoughts and reaction. Subscribe for more Ichi the Witch, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free to open for anyone. If you'd like to help support the channel by dropping a super thanks or sharing around, it's appreciated. If you would like to help support the channel, get your name at the end of videos, get One Piece videos early, you can hit join down below to become a member, or go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. Thank you so much to people who are already members and patrons. Thank you to chosen regulars Evan Holly and Bertie Wooster, Magical Girls, J.A. and the D-Man, Cheriton Student, David Langstaff, Slayer Candidates, S.G. and Stan Cedar, and Pure Elements, Pater Dial, and Elsa the Storyteller. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.